Hey YouTube, I just wanted to make a quick video. I was just thinking about some stuff um, that I was talking to another lady on YouTube about, and she was having some trouble or just some issues with her son, not really wanting, um, just not enjoying homeschooling, and she had really good reason to take him out of school. Like there was just major issues at her school, and I think anybody would have done the exact same thing if the stuff that was going on there was going on at their public school that they were zoned for. And but so she's way happier with what he's learning and everything. But you know, once you're a teenager and it's kind of you don't really want to stand out in that kind of way, like everybody else goes to school, and you don't. Um, just some things like I was thinking about from what I've seen. Um, when a kid goes from one environment to the other, whether it's from homeschool to conventional school, or if it's from the other way around from conventional to homeschool, it seems to take about a year to really get acclimated. And I've heard this from not only kids that have been in that situation, but adults that I know that were homeschooled. Um, they had an adjustment problem. And the same thing with kids that are going from conventional school, whether that is public school, private school, and going to homeschool. There's that you're so used to doing things one way. Um, you're used to doing your schoolwork in a certain way, and especially you're used to socializing in a certain way. Um, when you're you when you're going from a conventional school setting to homeschooling, you you really have to seek out friendships, and which is actually more natural. And when you graduate from high school, you're not going to automatically be put in a group of your peers every day of your life. That's something I struggled with in college. I didn't even have that many friends in high school, but in college I really had to learn how to seek out friendships and how to seek out people with the same interests and beliefs and everything that I had, or else I just wasn't going to have any friends. And I wasn't going to do anything. So they really kind of have to, take that next step earlier than a lot of other kids do. But at the same time, if you've been in public school or private school, that's all you know. All you know are kids that come from your neighborhood, are your same age, and that you've known pretty much all your life from kindergarten on. And the longer you stay, or longer a child is in one environment or the other, the harder it is for the adjustment period when they have, if there comes a time where it's going to be more appropriate for you and your family to switch. Um, yeah, and from what I hear, what I've observed from other people, it seems to take at the most a year. I've never heard of it taking longer than that. Some kids adjust within a couple months. Um, but again, like if you take your kids out of school, I would say before third grade, it seems to be a lot easier for them to adjust to homeschooling and start to really find their footing socially and how they learn and all that good stuff. It seems to be a lot easier for them, and they seem to catch on quicker. And not after that, like every year you wait, to switch that school environment, whether you're going from homeschool to public or the other way, it seems to take, it's going to be a lot harder. And these are kids, that we're dealing with. They don't have the emotional experience that adults do, and they can be easily frustrated, easily intimidated by new social environments and new learning environments. Um, but I guess I just want to give some encouragement to people whose children, for whatever reason, you've gone from one learning environment to the other, and it's just not, you know, working out. You're having a hard time. It's gonna get better. You are the parent, and what's going to be best for your child. And maybe they don't get it at the time, but and other stories I've heard of adults who really didn't, when they were kids and their parents um started homeschooling them and they did not like it. And I talked to a mom this week um whose 13-year-old was having a tantrum, because she didn't want to go to homeschool group and she's been going to public school. Um, but she was saying, she's gotten used to it and now she enjoys it a lot. She's found a lot of things and that she can do, and I think it's because in our society we're so used to schooling one way, and that's all those kids have ever known. So if you take public school away, they think I will not have any friends. I will not have anything to do with my life. And once this woman had she's gotten her into a couple of groups with other teens, and she loves it. So she's found her footing, and I think that's really all you have to do. I know it sounds so much easier than it is to put in practice, but we had a really good experience um, this past Monday at our first homeschool group. Um, it has taken me a really long time to find it, and um, we were really, really blessed. Like God really blessed us because I ended up knowing several of the ladies there already, and I know their family, and I know I've been to dinner. I just didn't know they were homeschooling their kids because I hadn't seen them in a while. Um, but I knew one lady did, but I didn't know that the other two were. Because they just started not too long ago. But so it was a really good fit, and to have, a kid with social issues stepping into a new environment and for him to come out smiling and, wanting to come back, it was a great thing. So it's just, it takes a while to acclimate. It takes a while to find the things that they like to do. But once they realize that there is another life outside of public school, there is another life outside of just what you're used to, and that's real scary for a kid. But, the more they learn that, first off, the better they're going to be for the future because that's how real life is. Um, the more they learn that, the better, and it's going to get better. It just takes time. And, yeah, so that's just really what I wanted to say. Um, Another girl that I saw, she had been homeschooled her whole life, and she did a year of high school just to see what it was like, and she had a couple other reasons. And something that she said, which really hit home for me, and um, I mean, it makes a lot of sense that when she went to public school, and some of these are things that I've heard before, but about how there's so much drama and people are just arguing about stuff that has nothing to do with anything. But she was saying that she was surprised at how her whole life revolved around this one building now. She was used to having a life outside of school. She would do her schoolwork and then she would have, the rest of her life was other things. And once she started going to school, even though she went for a month, not a month, I'm sorry, a year, she noticed that her whole life was slowly becoming consumed with this school. She was either going to school, getting ready to go to school, going to school functions, talking about school, talking about what happened at school, and she said it was kind of weird and that freaked her out a little bit. She ended up going back to homeschooling um, for that and other reasons. She just decided that it just wasn't for her. Um, and she had other friends. Like she's had friends that go to public school and are homeschooled and different things. Um, but yeah, so that's something I guess we don't always think about, especially teenagers. They don't think about that there's more to learning and more to life than that one building, you know? Um, and that you really are just surrounded by people that you've already known since kindergarten for the most part. So it's not like you're being exposed to lots of different people. You've known these people for years. Um, so I guess I just wanted to share that. I think this video went on a little longer than I anticipated, but that's just something that's been on my mind for a while. And for that person I was talking to, it's going to get better. It's going to take him a while to really get used to a different environment. And it's going to take you guys some time to find your footing, find your group, the people that um, you feel comfortable around, you feel good socializing with. But it's going to come. It's going to come. So thank you for watching. Next time.